You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Young and the Restless fans. We've got a special edition video today. We are going to be looking at the biggest age gaps in couples on Young and the Restless. Now, Young and the Restless has been on for, 50 seasons? Something like that. Yeah, a lot. And there's been a lot of pairings over the seasons. So to narrow down the list so that this is not a 2-hour TED Talk about Young and the Restless couples, what we limited it by is couples involving a character who is still on the screen now. So half of that couple, at least half that couple, has to be somebody who is actively on Y&R right now, just to tell you the parameters that we set. All right, we are going to dig right in. This is really exciting. We have got 11 significant age gap couples that we want to talk about, some of them less shocking, and as the list goes on, it's going to get a lot more shocking. Let's dig in right away. With an 11-year age gap, we have current lovers Jack Abbott and Diane Jenkins Abbott. And we are basing almost all of these on just the actor ages because character ages move, they change the birth dates, they do Saurus, they stuff. So how we're doing this is the actors' ages because that's really what you see as fans for the chemistry is you see that actor age gap. So just to further lay out the parameters. So Jack is 70 and Diane is 59. That's an 11-year age gap. That's not too bad. I mean, they have a nice dynamic. They look age appropriate. She's got those gorgeous silver highlights in her hair, and I love it. And he's a full-on silver fox. All right, our next oldest combo, interestingly, 13-year age gap, is another Abbott pair. This is Ashley Abbott and Tucker McCall. Now, what's particularly interesting about this is right now, Ashley is 13 years older than her fiance, Tucker, but in reality, well, not in reality, in past reality on the show, there was an 8-year age gap, but he was older than her because Stephen Nichols, who used to play the role, is 72 and she is 64. But right now, Tucker has been reversed aged back to 51. So he is 13 years younger than her. Their ages are 64 and 51 currently. All right, next is a 15-year age gap, and we're stepping into the Newman department of the show. This is Victoria Newman and her dead husband, Ashland Locke. The actress who plays her is 50, and the two actors that played Ashland were both 65. That's Richard Burgee and Robert Newman. So there's a 15-year age gap between them and Amelia Heinle. So by comparison, she's in bed right now with Nate Hastings, and the actor Sean Dominic, who plays him, just turned 45. Somebody mentioned, I was looking at a different forum or something, and they were talking about how she's a cougar because he's only in his 30s. No. What's interesting is he actually doesn't publicize his age, and he is just about to turn 45. He looks very young for his age, but there's only a 5-year gap between Nate and Victoria. All right, before we dig into our next gap, we have two that are 16-year age gaps, and we are going to tell you all about that. But if you haven't already, please reach down and click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our Y&R updates and special videos like this. All right, guess how much older Nick Newman is than Sally Spectra? Yep, you guessed it. They're one of the two 16-year age gaps. Josh Morrow is 49, and the beautiful Courtney Hope is only 33, assuming that their characters are about the same age, 16 years. Another 16-year age gap is a couple that has split up, and only one of them is currently on Y&R. That is Lily Winters and her ex-husband, Kane Ashby. Crystal Khalil is 35, and Daniel Goddard, who played Kane, is 51. And what's even more concerning about their age gap is how much younger she was when they got together. They still had that 16-year age gap, but she was 17 or 18 on the show when they met? Very sketchy. All right. Our next year age gap is an 18-year one, and this is between a current character and her now dead, much older sugar daddy husband. This is Chelsea and, do you remember this name? Calvin Boudreaux. Calvin Boudreaux was this rando guy. He was only on 3 episodes, and it came out back in 2019 when they had brought Mark Grossman back and had brought Adam Newman back from the dead. It came out that Chelsea had remarried after he died. She married this rich guy, Calvin Boudreaux. So that happened in 2019. And at the time, they had a significant age gap. They were 41 and 59. They currently are 41 and 59, but you can dial that back by 4 years. So he was 55 and she was 37 at the time. And Calvin, if you don't remember, in one of his 3 episodes, keeled over and had a coronary, dropped dead, and left her his sizable estate. So, there's that for that 18-year age gap. She got to rake in all the cash. Our next age gap is significant. It's more than 2 decades, and it's 2 people that are currently lovers on Young and the Restless. There are 23 years between Sharon and Chance. Sharon Case is 52, and Connor Floyd is only 29. So, and you may think, wow, that's a really big age gap, but we've got 4 more age gaps for you, and they are so much bigger. 30, 31 years, 36 years, and a whopping 42-year age gap. One of these matches was thankfully unconsummated, but 3 of them involved the Newman matriarch and patriarch, Nikki and Victor Newman. So the smallest of these 4 largest age gaps on Y&R is 30 years. That was back when Victor Newman had married Sharon. You remember that? That was back in 2012, back when she was 41 and he was 71. Right now, they are currently 82 and 52, respectively. The next biggest of our giant age gaps was also Victor Newman, and this was another of his wife. Do you remember Sabrina Castellana? They had a 31-year age gap, and they got married back in 2008. They were, at the time, 36 and 67, but right now the 2 are 51 and 82 that played those roles. So surprisingly, the largest Newman age gap wasn't a Victor love affair, but one with Nikki. Nikki Newman and her much younger lover are the second biggest age gap on Y&R. Do you remember, think back to 2018 when Nikki Newman was going around saying that she and Victor were in an open marriage, icking people out in Genoa City and behind their TV screens, and she had started betting Arturo Rosales. Remember, that's Ray Rosales' younger brother. At the time that they aired that, Nikki was 62 and Arturo was 26. That is significant, right? That is the second to largest age gap. 36 years, if you're doing the math. Currently, the actors that play the roles are 67 and 31. All right, we are going to get into the 42-year-old age gap, and it is going to make your skin crawl for a couple of reasons. But before we do that, if you've not already, please reach down, click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our Young and the Restless spoilers, casting news, and fun stuff like this. And if you're enjoying this weirdo age gap video, please click us a thumbs up. We love the likes, and definitely share your comments. So the biggest age gap couple on Y&R involving an actor currently on the air now was, this was a marriage when they were 42 years apart in age. So to get there, we have to dial back to 2014 when crazy cult leader Ian Ward kidnapped and married against her will young Mariah Copeland. At the time that they filmed and aired this, the actor ages were 24 and 66. Right now, the actors Ray Weiss and Cameron Grimes are 75 and 33. Fortunately, they never consummated that marriage, and Mariah was rescued from the creepy cult leader, and he has not been seen in a good long time. But yuck, if you remember that one, you'll remember just how icky it was. Ray Weiss did such a good job playing creepy Ian Ward. What do you guys think about these wild age gaps? Tell us which one that you enjoyed, which one kind of bothers you with these age gaps, and which one surprised you by how far apart they are in age. We look forward to your comments. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.